In the name of Allah, the most merciful, the most gracious. Today, inshallah, we will begin a new lesson titled Read and Respond, Wangari Maathai, Mama Trees. After we study this lesson, students should be able to listen to a biography, to read a biography and answer questions, to discuss a biography, to complete sentences, to write a biography. Before we start, we have some new vocabulary. Biography, village, fig, dry, blow away, tea, firewood, autobiography. Wangari Maathai, Mama Trees. Before we start, my students, I want to ask you a question. Who can tell me what is the meaning of biography? Yes, very good. Biography means the true story of someone's life. Now, who can tell me this biography about whom? Yes, it is about Wangari Maathai, about someone named Wangari Maathai. She lived in Kenya. Where is Kenya? Who can tell me where is Kenya? In which continent? Yes, that's right. Kenya is in Africa. Now, my students, look at the picture here. Look at the picture. What can you see here in this picture? What can you see? Yes, we can see here a woman and her daughter. Maybe her daughter. Yes, this woman worked to save the trees where? In Kenya. Now, let us see. How do you think? When Wangari grew older, she went away to school. She studied in the United States and in Germany. When Wangari came back to Kenya, the land was very different. The family gardens had gone. The trees had gone. The sun had dried the earth. The people in Wangari's village now worked for a big company. They grew tea that was sold to people in other countries. Women and children walked a long way to get clean water and firewood. Wangari felt very sad. What could she do to help? An idea came to her. She would plant trees. Kenya could become green and beautiful again. Wangari took seeds from trees. She planted the seeds in her garden. She watched them and watered them. The seeds grew into little trees. Wangari gave the little trees to the women and children in her village. Together they planted rows and rows of little trees. Every day, the women and children watered the trees. The trees grew. Soon there were figs and other fruits to eat. There was clean water in the little rivers. There was wood for fires to cook food. When we plant trees, we plant the seeds of peace and hope. said Wangari. People all over Africa planted trees. They wanted to do the same as Wangari. Millions of trees were planted. People named Wangari Mama Trees. She became very famous. Little things make a big difference, said Wangari. My little thing is planted trees. Now, my students, after we listen to Wangari's biography, I want to ask you some questions. You should tell me, is it true or false? Number 1, when Wangari was a child, there were no trees. Now, my students, open your learner's book on page number 101, exercise 2, true or false. Let us answer this exercise. Read each sentence. Is it true or false? Sentence number 1, who can answer it? When Wangari was a child, there were no trees? Yes, very good. The correct answer is false. Number 2, Wangari was sad because the trees had gone? Yes, very good, my dear. This is true. The correct answer is true. Number 3, many people planted little trees in long rows. Yes, true. Number 4, people cut down all the new trees. Yes, who can answer? Yes, the correct answer is false. Number 5, the new trees made Kenya a better place to live. Yes, of course, it is true. Now, my students, move to exercise number 3 in the same page, page 101. What happened first? What happened next? Here, you should, my students, put these sentences in the correct order. We have 5 sentences. Putting randomly, we should put them in the correct order. Who can tell me? What is the first sentence? The first sentence, it is already done. Who can read it? Yes, very good. Wangari took seeds from the trees. Now, number 1, Wangari took seeds from the trees. Number 2, yes. Wangari planted the seeds and watered them. This is number 2. Number 3, Wangari gave the little trees to women and children in her village. Number 4, together they planted many rows. Now, my students, move to exercise number 4 on page number 101. Here in this exercise, write your autobiography. Here, my students, in this exercise, you should write your autobiography. A biography is the true story of someone's life. An autobiography is the story of your own life. Look at the difference, my students, between a biography and autobiography. Now, in your autobiography, my students, you should write where you were born. For example, I was born in Oman, in Jordan, in United States. Write 2 interesting things that have happened to you. How old you were when each thing happened. What you would like to do when you grow up. Now, my students, we finish our lesson. See you next time in other lesson.